Oh, and actually, our chest plate has now been worn out a little bit. And I do think that, pretty sure, well, I want to say that it might make sense for us to say, oh yeah, let's maybe put this away. But, we were exploring some of this area at nighttime, so part of me feels like there's a chance that we might run into some new stuff if, say, we were to be here during the day, because I think in at least the southern parts of Novigrad, we saw that there were some quests that only showed up at certain times of day. It's possible, maybe we just take a quick look at the map and see if any exclamation points have popped up. Doesn't appear to be the case right now. So, for that reason, I think we, determined that we need to go down and around over here. So let's try that. In fact, we should probably just mark it on our map, because otherwise, not going to remember what the correct direction is. I thought there was a way down roughly there or so. So, let's make it happen. Except, where exactly? Was it actually, must have been down, right? Right on the edge? Pretty sure. And here, and then, yeah, it's like, that jump's gonna hurt. So I think we kind of need to get as low as possible. Because we're actually not going to be inside the city walls. Yeah, I think it's around this way. Well, is it dropping down here? That doesn't look so great. Maybe we need to get on the other side of this. And yeah, if we could repair our chest plate or even swap it around for something else. Let's just take a quick look at how bad it is right now. I think it only recently showed up as red. It's at 46%. Is, say, this armor any better or worse now? It's actually quite close, except that's at 20%. So, yeah, if we have like a small repair kit, that's armor repair kit, that gives 15%. Whoa, 90%. That's overkill. I think maybe just throw one of these on, because these are still pretty valuable to us. So for the most part, I feel like it's worth just either getting a new pair of armor, which is oftentimes the case because we've been running into so many places where we can get good loot, that's usually the easiest way to make it happen. We could, of course, buy the repairs from the blacksmiths, but that also seems like that is, I think, well, we haven't done it very much recently, but, whoa, that was close. That could be a little bit on the expensive side, at least if you do it like super regularly. So it's much more cost efficient, of course, to make a point of swapping over your gear instead. So I think we've been able to save a bit for that reason. Down here, I think this is the way we did it before. But again, the drop is, well, hold on. Here? No. Maybe? Ooh, that almost dropped in the place where I did not want to drop. There we go. Flawless. Also, bad idea. Bad idea. No, Geralt! No, Geralt! Okay. Fortunately, I do think we can still pop back up here. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, basically my point was, I think we saved a fair bit by not being super on the repairing stuff. I know you guys were talking a lot about previously, but we've been able to avoid having heavily damaged gear as of late by making a point of swapping over our gear when it's been damaged. And that means that in the future, when we do have really valuable gear that we want to make a point of having at pristine quality, then we can have a bunch of repair kits primed and ready to go. Okay, like, seriously though, Geralt, can you actually jump up? Come on. I know you can do it. Had it for a second. Here, seemingly. Oh, there it is. Okay, we got it. Except, is this actually too steep for you to climb? No. Don't drop down immediately after making it up here. Like, are we actually supposed to be able to make it back up this way, or is this the point of no return? Nice try, Lids. Go back home. I don't know. Are we actually just supposed to go further north before we start trying to go to the outskirts? Maybe. Yeah, and I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to get back up at all from this angle. Is that a crevice? Hold on. I know we went here previously. That almost looks like a cave, though, that we could go in. Maybe it isn't quite. Also, this is going to be a problem, because I don't think we're going to be able to get up here. This drowner is going to try to drown us, as the name would suggest. Yeah, and it's probably going to succeed. It is directly behind us, in case you can't tell. Are we actually faster than it, though? Wow. I think we are. So, we will race this drowner for the rest of eternity, and try to get to the point where we can actually get on dry land and make it back up. So I think what we need to do is go back up higher, drop down at a different point in time, when we do not need to try to traverse that. So even though we could touch land there, I don't think that's the answer. I think we have just picked the wrong spot, and unfortunately that does mean that we might need to do a fair bit of backtracking here, because I don't really know where we can actually go back up. Besides, like, well, the very front of this island here, perhaps? If that. Or we can, yes, sort of, do this, but that's not really gonna get us anywhere. So I think we'll head on over here. Say hello to more of our witch hunting friends. Hey, buddy old pal. Oh, I'm not making you be a witch hunter. It's your choice. Okay, so I think what we do is we go up again. We go further north before we drop down to the lower level. Because that is, I believe, where we erred. So it's not here. Oh, okay. Sure, sleep. What's up, Chair?
I must see a medic.
So, in that case, where did we drop down before? I think we dropped down roughly around there. And then here is perhaps... Yeah, this is clearly the right answer. That actually looks like it's a path. Imagine that. Imagine that. It's almost like we're meant to do this. Oh, okay. So if we drop back down here, this is where we were previously. There was a golem here, initially. I'm assuming the golem is now gone. However, I thought I saw something in our peripheral vision there, at the top of that step. That looks like another wall that we could probably break through. So if I remember correctly, we've gone through this side, because we broke through this wall. We got to a chest, and there was a wraith guarding it. Went to this side here, no wall to break through, but oh, there was some kind of puzzle that we went to, and we said, no, you know what, this looks like something that we're not supposed to be doing yet. So that's when we doubled back, said not today. Well, maybe today. Maybe. There was a wraith that popped up right when we doubled back and startled the bejesus out of me. So I would kind of like for that wraith to show up right now. if it does want to show up again, because otherwise it's going to startle me again. So there's a lever here, and it would be really tempting to say just pull this lever, but I don't think that's a good idea. What is this? Do you have anything to say about this, Geralt, or are you just going to stare at it? Because right now you're just staring at it, and you didn't say anything, which doesn't really help. Here's another lever we can use. Okay, mysterious recipe. That help us as well. Dear Pascal and Timo, got a bit of time between these treatments I have to the stinking drowners, so as promised, I'm writing you the recipe for my famous spiced chicken and pumpkin stew. Is this actually spiced chicken and pumpkin stew, or is this some kind of code? Pumpkin, chicken thighs, or alternatively chicken breast, mix of exotic spices, very specific, milk of the Cocos Nucifera, hard to get, but there's a ship from the Oakenberg and Sons Import Company. It arrives in Novigrad ports first Wednesday of every month, and those guys sell everything. Striped horse included. Remain illegible. I'm sure you'll figure out the process on your own. Good luck. P.S. You owe me one. So yeah, we saw that these guys were, or at least other people here, were leaving a note that they were testing drowners, and killed a bunch of them. That'll brighten things up a little bit. Other than that, we could perhaps, let's use, I was going to say, if we could just light more torches, that would be helpful. So I'm guessing there is a correct and an incorrect order for flipping these switches. However, there's also just a way over here. So, like, we could completely ignore this thing and maybe get more information later on. Let's try that, perhaps. This isn't the direction we came from, is it? I don't think so. I don't think so, but it may be leading us to the place that we came from. Oh, there's something to interact with just a minute ago. Night? Huh. This drops down into what looks like a place where one would typically fight someone. Also, this ledge, well, I was gonna say, is maybe steep enough that we wouldn't be able to climb it up, but again, once we drop down, I think there's 2 levels to it. There's this, and then there's this. We're probably okay. Is this where we came from, though? Is it? I don't remember. This place is confusing. Does this look familiar? It is big and open. Yeah, this is definitely where we came from. Okay. Confirmed. Went in a circle, but at least we now know that maybe we do, in fact, actually need to solve the puzzle and can't just completely avoid it. But the thing is, like, how do we solve a puzzle that we don't know anything about? Do we deliberately come back here later, maybe? Get more information on a later date? Do we just push a button and see what happens? We could, but it's, you know, probably not the best idea. We could save and then do it. Let's maybe give that a try, just to see what happens. Like, is this gonna use the poison stuff that they used on the drowners, apply it to us, and then we're gonna instantly die? Possibly. We're about to find out. Okay. You turn. Yes, I saw that. So is the objective to have you all face the middle? Is that the thing? And then there's some dramatic laser beam that it creates when you all are facing each other, and then it opens a portal to this dangerous alternate dimension? Probably. You're facing the middle now. I have no idea if that's actually what we're supposed to do, but that's what I'm going to try to do. That seems like the blatantly obvious thing to do if we don't have any actual hints. And I don't think we do. I know we have information about what those people were doing, yes, but... this? Is this the last? No, there's at least one more. There are several more that are not facing the middle yet. I was going to say, is this, like, actually going to do the thing that we were trying to do? Not quite. And nothing has killed us yet. That's something. Light for you? You are facing the opposite direction. There's still that one over there. It is not yet facing the middle. So there's at the very least, and you are already. We leave you. Okay, there's 2 more. Okay, so let's try this. See what happens. Will it do anything at all? Maybe not. Surely this puzzle does something, right? It's just that I'm guessing. I think it's just... Ow. So brace yourselves. Roll to an alternate dimension. Incoming in 3, 2. There are enemies coming out. Are they the cursed drowners? My guess would be probably yes, based on how it's water. They're down there. I mean, the fact that, you know, they were, like, cursing said drowners makes me think maybe we don't want to do that. Also, I'm not controlling Geralt right now. He's just doing that strolling on his own. That was strange. Okay, so they're not coming out. Now they are, sort of. They are. Do enemies always highlight red like that? Or are they highlighting red like that because they're technically quest items? I don't know. But either way, take them out like this. Hello? Goodbye? Also hello, goodbye? And also, hello, goodbye. Okay, so, they're gone now. Yes. Did we not want to kill them? Possibly. I don't know. Because again, 0 context. Some context for this one, I suppose. That being that they were doing some kind of test on those guys. Would we have wanted them to be we could see what the effects of those tests were? Possibly. That's why I say maybe that was not the right idea. But at the very least, we know what the correct answer is to the puzzle. And yeah, it in truth wasn't very difficult. It was just that I was expecting that there was some kind of hint that we were going to get at some point, and we ultimately didn't get it. So once we were just acting on our own assumptions, then it turned out it wasn't too bad. Oh, I saw something there. Oh, that's just more mushrooms. But we have not yet tried going up here. This is an... Oh, actually, I thought this was going to be a door that we break down. That's a... Okay, strange place to keep a torch, but fine. But it actually is just a door. It is locked and requires a key, you say? That's concerning. Because I have no idea where that key is. Huh. Area. Off of the map there, you can see. But, yeah, I mean, we definitely didn't get everything out of the puzzle, right? Because we took out the drowners, but the drowners... Nothing happened when we did that. But I don't know what to do with them from there. And our quest does still say explore the passages under the temple. There's no further explanation. So it's odd. I guess we go back here and double check, but I don't know. Again, I'm getting the, like, normally there'd be a little bit more direction, so I'm okay trying to just take our best guess at it. My hesitance is that I feel like we might not supposed to be guessing right now. We might be supposed to wait until we are learning something else from something else that we don't yet have access to. That is why I'm reluctant. Well, like here, we took out the drowners, and there's nothing else over here. Unless we dive underwater? Oh, hold on. Are there additional areas that become available to us if and when we dive underwater? If so, then that is perhaps... Oh, hold on. Perhaps what we're looking for. There's the key. Okay. That's what it was. Okay, now let's perhaps not drown would be preferable. Make sure we don't bump our head. Oh, come on. Fully up, please. There we go. Okay. Now. Well, and no, Carol, that is the opposite of up, in fact. And although we can kind of see through that, I'm thinking that is probably just a coincidence. And also we apparently popped up after having bumped our head. Somehow. Okay, now. Actually go up. Nope. That is how you do that. Okay, so now that we have the key, I suppose in that way, the drowners were mostly just an obstacle toward getting that key. Nothing directly from the drowners. Which is a little surprising, what with the experiments that we learned that they were doing on them. This also just something we theoretically would be able to ignite? Yes. I suppose we can do that. Just make things a little bit brighter in here. This is quite dark. You're right. You're right. I know you were thinking it. I was thinking it. Let's do something about it. There we go. Now we can head through here. Unlocked. Nice. That's a person. Also really getting some satanic ritual vibes here. Like, really strong satanic ritual vibes here. But, hey? Oh, it's Mad KIYAN! Oh, we've heard about you. We've heard about you. In fact, a lot about you. For a second, I thought you were maybe not going to fight us. You don't look so good. Maybe there's a reason why they call you Mad KIYAN. You were once a Witcher, I thought. But, yeah, I don't know what to call you anymore. That is definitely a Quen. But yeah, once upon a time, you maybe didn't look like a complete monster. And you, I think, will be rather tough to fight. Because you have all of your signs and whatnot, and you're going to be able to block a lot of stuff. I would like to say be able to throw on things like Igni, and maybe Quen as well. But we've only seen you use Quen thus far. Ooh, that looks dramatic. Let's not get too greedy here. Do we stand in the satanic ritual, or do we not? Oh, you were in the middle of charging up a big swing. You know it, I know it. You were not supposed to block that. That one too. I was using a quick attack. How dare you beat me with a slow attack? And there it is. Mad KIYAN down. So yeah, we heard about him in several journals. Like I said, ooh. I think he was supposed to be a Witcher at one point in time. I do wonder what would happen. But with the dramatic blood coming out, it's took him out in the circle. You know what, with satanic circles typically having blood as a key ingredient. Moonblade, relic sword, laboratory note, feline trousers, gauntlets, boots, basically everything from the cat school. Okay. There is, theoretically, still one cat school diagram remaining. When also, there was one reading material that we definitely should... Missed the prompt because I got distracted by all the other goodies. Oh, we did also, speaking of getting distracted, get a short trophy recently, which gives bonus experience for monsters. Our current, well, Yeah, our current trophy is doing exactly the same thing. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, we find that every time we pick up a new trophy, we automatically equip it, so we actually do have the short trophy already equipped, whereas the wyvern trophy is the one that we're seeing here, although it is still functionally the same. Trophy would be gold. Okay. I think we can stick with experience, that's fine. But, like I said, that is perhaps a bit of a distraction from this here, laboratory notebook. So, I do wonder then what would the very concerning state in which we found Mad KIYAN, if, say, it was these experiments that ultimately put him in that state. Day 1. Luckily, the teleport deposited us directly in my laboratory. Teleportation, okay? It's good to be home. I've grown sick of the gills of that leaky tub. I hope that storm I summoned smashed it into those craggy rocks off the grassy knoll shore. The experiments which my students conducted on drowners in my absence did not yield the expected results. Okay, so you were in charge of that, apparently. As usual, I must do everything myself. I will administer a brew of medicinal opium to the subject. That doesn't sound like a good idea. This... Yeah, you could call it that. We'll keep the Witcher... What? The Witcher? You're testing it on a Witcher, not on drowners? In a state of half-consciousness, and thus incapable of any resistance. Commencing studies. Oh, I suppose we don't actually know if this is Mad KIYAN who's writing this, because, well, KIYAN, of course, like perhaps a bit of a test subject based on what we just saw. Maybe this is someone else who's writing this, and KIYAN would be the Witcher in question here. Note: I must hold off on my planned experiments while I clear up the demolished portion of my laboratory. I've set the bones in the form of... What? I've set the bones in the form of one of my assistants? I'll now administer a quadruple dose of Milk of the Poppy to the Witcher. Uh-oh. Day 4. Subject shows incredible resistance to physical torture. Yeah, see, like, if you are injecting them with opium and then subjecting them to torture, what is the purpose of these tests? Because if there was any sliver of a chance of them being well-intentioned, yeah, no. No more. Only broke after the second day of intense labor. Moderately satisfactory results from the interrogation. Garnered information about Witcher training and the cat school of Witchers in general. Okay, so it's someone who is not a Witcher trying to get Witcher secret information out of that person. As I suspected, the cat school Witchers are the most in stock. Oh, we didn't know that. At least I didn't. I don't think we've heard that yet. This school must have some tie to the elder races. Addendum. Perhaps its founder was a member of the Anshe? Subject unfit for further study. I've discontinued his... Okay. Day 7. Administered extract of cowbane and hemlock in typical representatives of the human and Anshe species. Oh, Anshe as well. Such as a mixture provokes peripheral nervous system and eventually of the nerve endings as well. This results in muscular, skeletal, pulmonary, and cardiac paralysis, and ultimately death through suffocation. Yeah, what the heck are you doing? The Witcher is a typical representative of any species. Though the poison did seem to cause some mild irritation, sick, in his mutated body quickly managed to neutralize the harmful alkaloids. In a matter of hours, all symptoms of the poison I administered. Day 15. Stinging him with sea wasp toxin did not provoke the expected results. In order to strengthen the toxin's effects, I poured ethyl alcohol into his wounds. His nervous system seems to be immune. So yeah, doing a whole bunch of tests on Witchers, basically trying to see how powerful their nervous systems and immune systems are. The subject has been tortured... Wait, day 26, yeah. The subject has been tortured, poisoned, burnt, frozen, starved, and dehydrated. Despite all of it, his body continues to function. He eats and drinks by himself, moves about his cell on his own, and is able to articulate simple words. Please, drink, don't hurt, stop. Yeah, you know, like, all the things that would suggest what you're doing is horrendously awful. Conclusion. As I suspected, the Witcher is a superb enugurment? A demon trapped in such an excellently prepared body will become death incarnate, vengeful flesh, and placed at my command. Okay, so you ultimately wanted to make him some kind of zombie to be under your command, or some kind of thrall. No one has succeeded in creating a being since the times of Malaspin and Alzur. Okay, those words don't mean anything to me, but this is a great day for science. No, it isn't. Time to begin the incantations. Okay, so maybe that's what the deal was with all the satanic ritual-looking things. Also explains the state of KIYAN. Okay. Diagram for all the stuffs. Yes. Got all that. Oh. Gnomish rankings. Oh, I was looking at the shape of the map. For a second I thought this was going to be a space with a secret passageway behind it. Plenty of gnomish prankings, that's okay. We don't really need them right now. We have definitely read it. And then, what else? More books. There's water here. There's alcohol here. So, I mean, if he was trapped here, at least there's that. Igni glyph. That does not look familiar. I don't think. My beloved Y. I still await your kestrel. Estred of Odd Grenvale. Your reader with a riddle. What looks like a town in Vizima, the proud capital of Temeria, or Oxenfurt, a center of learning for all the north, with on Grenville, a provincial settlement at the end of the known world? Nothing, it would seem. After all, each of these places looks, sounds, and smells different. Their origins, however, are identical. All were founded atop ancient elven cities. The ruins sprawling beneath their streets bear witness to this fact. The tour of elven monuments is best begun in Vizima, in the city sewers, to be precise. Oh, okay, that's odd. Although, actually, if you remember back to The Witcher 1, there was, yeah, quite an elaborate system of, well, I guess building is maybe a strong way to describe it, but yeah, pathways that looked rather elaborate for a sewer. It didn't look like a sewer. Your more typical dungeon of sorts. The tour of elven monuments is a dangerous place to be sure, so it is worth bringing along a well-armed guide. A branch of the sewers leads to the remains of an Anshe city. Yeah, that. One can still admire its masterfully carved platforms, immaculately polished marble facings, find artifacts discarded by the elder race, and mold ancient tomes that disintegrate. Well, yeah, I mean, that'll only last for so long until everyone disintegrates all the ancient tomes. Equal evidence of elven culture can be found only in Oxenfurt, as well as somewhere in the wilds of Velen, though I have been unable to verify this information personally. I wonder if that means we might find that ourselves. What caused elven civilization to collapse? Plague? Cataclysm? No, dear reader. Their destruction was caused by us, by humans. We drove the elves from their cities, and instead of occupying their marvelous palaces, we dismantled them to build our own meager and crooked huts. All that remains is that which we covered in debris and sludge, and then wiped from our memories for centuries. Huh. Telling. Yes, and we definitely had not heard that one before. There's KIYAN. There's plenty of drink, at least. So, I mean, he was begging for water, yes, but at the same time, there's something here. Trying to look up. I suppose. Oh, we could light this candle. Oh man. Oh no, extinguish it. I was gonna say, if we're lighting the candles for the satanic ritual, that doesn't make me feel too good. Like, do I have to? This? Pearls of the North, Oxford, we've definitely seen that. Oh, okay, and we see there's still, if we look at our quest here, it's still saying explore the ruins of Est Tyre, and I don't think we've seen where that is yet. So that would explain why we only have 6 out of 7 cat school gears at the moment. So it's not like by activating or stepping in the middle of this satanic ritual, we would find her finding that last piece. And this is fitting that all the cat school gear is where there's a big cat here. So with that, one moment please, while we just say like plop ourselves right in the middle of this circle. Then I'm thinking we just like, I don't know, maybe like we take a nap for maybe like solid 12 hours or so, just right in the middle of the satanic ritual. While the circle is, you know, like with the flames lit and all that stuff. Because what could possibly go wrong?